All right, kids, let's do this show tonight, this June 3rd, 2020. The worst year America has seen since my birth, which, probably the world said was the worst year ever because I was born. Let's do it. Hello and welcome to the show. It is me. Glad to have you joining me tonight. Lots of madness, I guess. I'm assuming. Let me move the mic out because I know you want to see my pretty face. The madness has slowed a little bit. And it's still utterly unacceptable. And it should be crushed. This looting thing, this is happening. It is outrageous. It is stupid. We've been to this rodeo before, and to be quite honest, we should be done with it. Oh, that's kind of strange. I'm going to go ahead and get out of that. Anyway, let me go to Rob Carson's Won the World here. Get some issues. Okay. Let me go ahead and check my feed on both accounts. I've got two feeds going. One of them is Rob Carson on Facebook. One of them is Rob Carson Show. And, of course, one of them is also just an audio feed. Let me go ahead and go to that real quick so I make sure that I get your comments in real time. Does that sound good? I think it sounds good. Here we are with Rob Carson Show. Make sure that we are broadcasting live. And I'm scrolling down. Oh, I see what the problem is. I got you. There we are. Okay. So, anyway, let's get started. Hi, Glenn. Hi, Johnny, and all that stuff. And you guys over on Rob Carson on Facebook versus Rob Carson Show. Thank you for joining me tonight. We have much to get to. Hello, David. Court records on Wednesday show that Thomas Lane, J.A. Kung, and Tu Tao. These are three police officers that were involved in the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis. They've had their charges increased. They've been charged with aiding and abetting murder. Okay? They've also been charged with Derek Chauvin has been charged with second-degree murder. He was charged in third-degree murder. Now, I was listening to Ben Shapiro today. And hello, Paul. Here's the problem. We're all pissed off. We want these mother effers to go to jail forever. But if we overcharge them, they'll walk free. And then there'll be lots more violence, and everybody's going to die, and there's going to be people stealing shit. And honestly, I'm done with that. America should be done with that. We've been to this rodeo before, and this shit got to stop. It's got to stop now. Stealing stuff and breaking windows, it has got to be stopped. There are people in Philadelphia who are out walking with baseball bats, going after people who are trying to loot. Good. Bring out the baseball bats. Bring out whatever you got. If you live and I'll tell you, I live in an area that we're not going to get hit by this stuff. Most probably Olathe, Kansas, not a big target. Couple of reasons. Kansas concealed carry is a really big deal. And these Antifa and Black Lives Matter thugs are pussies. And they go to bastions of liberalism like New York and countless other cities, and they wreck stuff because they know that those mayors are prone. Have you noticed the mayor of Minneapolis no longer there to be seen? He had an awful press conference where he looked so sad. And he tousled his hair. He's such a fool. Such a fool. But honestly, it's not coming to your neighborhood if you live in suburbia, because we're all really well armed. And I have 3 12-gauge shotguns and lots of ammo. So bring it. Okay? Bring it. We have got to take the country back. We've been here before. I and many of my ilk. See, I'm white. This is white. It's a little bit. Look, got a little yellow here on the camera. It's a white balance thing. White balance, so racist. But Alan says, we should bring out baseball bats when we see a police officer's murdering someone as well. Alan, you're smarter than that. Jesus Christ. You know, honestly, you know how many black people were killed at the unarmed blacks were killed at the hands of police officers last year? Alan, 9. You want to know how many white people were killed at the hands of police officers last year? 9. Okay, all right. So what a retarded thing to say. And honestly, Alan, I'm real close to just saying bye-bye. Because you say stupid crap like that. And then you just bring down the intelligence. When I engage you, I lose an IQ point. Fortunately, I have many that are here that I can expend on people like you. But honestly, I'm tired of it. Alan, you idiot. It doesn't happen. And just a couple things real quick here. We know this police officer is a douche. He was working with, 2 Asian officers and one who appears to be mixed race. So I'm not sure that racism was the cause of this. I'm thinking that the officer was a dick. Okay, Derek Chauvin was a dick. He was an aggressive dick. And that all 3 of these officers who I just mentioned here, they are accessories to this. They should J.A. Kung to Tao. Oh, and then Thomas Lane. He's a white guy, so F him. He should go to jail forever. But do you know that what was in the heart of this police officer, who was a dick, is racism, and that he went in and he saw a black man and he says, I've got to kill a black man tonight. Got to kill a black man tonight because I really hate black people. Really? No, maybe he's just an asshole, overzealous prick who killed a man for no effing reason. And he's going to spend the rest of his life in jail. Yay. We should all be really happy. But as far as this race narrative that, oh, my God, it's 1968 all over again, that's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And you have anarchists and opportunists who are wanting to say that it is 1968 all over again, and it flies in the face of all sorts of reason and all sorts of facts. It's not. Jim Crow was systemic racism. We have a long history of it. Oh, God, I'm not going to proselytize. I'm not going to smack myself with a chain like they do in Iran. I'm not going to do that anymore as a white person. I ain't got no to apologize for, and I'm not going to. And I'm not going to. Enough. Enough of the violence. Enough. Military should be called out. Police should be called out. If you break things and steal stuff, you should be arrested. You should go to jail for a while. Okay? No reason for this. If you want to peacefully protest, I get it. Sure, go. Go. Go peacefully protest against police brutality. I mean, I know it's not a very popular thing to do because there are so many people who love police brutality. No, actually none. But go ahead and do that and protest that there's some sort of gigantic race problem in America. And to some degree there is, but a lot of that has to do with really, really significant issues in the black cultural community, and that's for a variety of reasons. I've already been through it. I'm not going to defend it anymore. I've been going at this for 30 years, and honestly, I'm getting tired of saying that 40 to 60% of black babies are aborted and 10 times the murder rate in black communities, black on black crime. I'm tired of it. I'm just tired of it. I've been working and fostering and adopting and community organizations for as long as I've been broadcasting, and I'm tired of defending myself, and I'm not going to proselytize myself before people who think that I am somehow racist because I was privileged. I'm done with it. Done with it. Done with it. Done with it. Johnny and Corinne and Rye. What up, Rye? And Carol and Crystal and Lisa. Hi. Chris Cuomo is just a complete moron, and he actually went out of his way last night to encourage riots, I should say, in large cities. Here is Chris Cuomo using his normal, reasoning and intelligence, which he has none of.
Now, too many see the protests as the problem. No, the problem is what forced your fellow citizens.
No, the problem is breaking into storefronts, stealing stuff, beating people to death, shooting them in response to a police killing in Minneapolis. That's the problem there, Chris. God, go back to your basement.
To take to the streets. Persistent and poisonous inequities.
There's a reason why CNN's headquarters was attacked a couple days ago.
And injustice. And please, show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Well, you see, Chris, buddy, it's in the First Amendment, actually. It says that it allows people to peacefully assemble, not violently assemble. Violently assembling is not protected by the First Amendment, but you're so goddamn stupid you don't know that. Honestly. Why do protests have to be friendly? You know, Chris just endorsed beating the snot out of people at a protest. That's what he just did. Chris Cuomo, who's a moron, and his brother is one of the worst governors in New York history, has said that why do protests have to be peaceful? Well, they should be peaceful. That's the way things were done. That's how Martin Luther King did it. That's how Gandhi did it. Honestly, no words for you. You're just beyond stupid at this point. Beyond stupid, and I'm like dangerously stupid. Dangerously stupid. Joe Biden spoke in a church. Of course, you know, Democrats are real good about speaking in church. And sometimes he didn't actually do the black dialect. A lot of times, you know, Hillary Clinton did it and some other white leaders. Joe Biden has done it before. He was speaking to a group, I think it was in Selma, and he said, the Republicans are going to put you all back in chains. And, you know, wow. Here is Joe Biden saying that if a police officer attacked with somebody with lethal force, they should just shoot him in the leg.
And the idea that instead of standing there and teaching a cop when there's an unarmed person coming at him with a knife or something to shoot him.
Okay. He just said that there's an unarmed person coming at him with a knife. Okay, so unarmed person with a knife. That's an armed person.
Standing there and teaching a cop when there's an unarmed person coming at him with a knife or something to shoot him in the leg instead of in the heart is a very different thing. There's a lot of different things that can change.
Okay. Now, have you been to target practice lately? Have you been there with a moving target? Do you know how difficult it is? I mean, you don't watch a lot of Westerns, you know, and you watch a lot of TV shows, and, you know, where the fellow cop is being held hostage, and the other cop shoots him in the shoulder, wings him a little bit, get him out of the way so the bad guy can get shot. Yeah, it's really effing hard to do that. It's really hard to do that because you can't exactly pinpoint where you're shooting generally. I mean, you can come close. But there's not a tracer bullet that shows a little spot on your shoulder there where you can get him, or a little spot on your leg. And in the meantime, you've got a person coming at you with a knife who wants to kill you. Okay? National Review's Dan McLaughlin pointed out firing a gun is always a potential deadly force. You shoot for center mass to kill, or you don't shoot at all. If you're not prepared to kill anyone, you should not even point a loaded gun at them, much less fire it. If you don't have grounds to shoot to kill, you don't have grounds to shoot. Okay? You're a police officer, you got a family, and some jackass is approaching with a knife. You shoot them to kill them. That's it. If you were at your house and a burglar broke in with a knife and went after you, what would you do? Would you shoot him in the leg? Joe Biden, you're a goddamn moron. There are a lot of things that can go wrong by trying to shoot to wound, because most people are not expert marksmen, and even expert marksmen do not have the greatest of aim in chaotic circumstances. You can miss, and the person you're shooting at isn't stopped. You can miss, hit and kill an innocent bystander. You can hit someone in an artery. They bleed to death. You can be thinking shoot to wound, but the second radio car responding to the scene rolls out thinking firefight in progress and opens both barrels. Honestly, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an old doddering fool. I don't know who's propping you up, if there's some sort of a ventriloquist. I think there's a ventriloquist involved, but Joe Biden, dear God. Who's watching? Hello, Johnny. What's up? White lives matter, too, but all lives matter. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Let's see. Oh, I got closed captioning on one of my things. Jared says, does it matter if he has one arm or three if he has a knife? Well, we all saw the fugitive there, Jared. Come on. All right. Oh, here's another black life that doesn't matter. New York. Excuse me. This is in New York. This is a woman who works at a store. She's distraught. She's older. This is her livelihood. I don't know if she works at the store or if she owns the store. But congratulations, you've destroyed everything for her because, racial strife.
You can start now.
The problem that bothers me, you says Black Lives Matter.
Not yours.
I work here part-time. Plus, I'm a part owner of this store. You said Black Lives Matter. Why don't you choke me? I'm black.
Tell him, sister.
Look what you did to my store.
Oh.
Tell him, sister.
Look what you did to my store.
Tell him, sister. That's right, because I got they back. These are my
Look.
dudes right here. Good
Nice.
The
men.
things you done.
Good men.
Look.
It's because systematic racism.
Black Lives Matter.
We've been here all night cleaning up. All night cleaning.
And you got black people standing right here with them. Black
Tell
people.
me
That's right.
Black Lives Matter.
Exactly.
You lied. You wanted to loot the store. You needed money. Get a job like I do. Stop stealing.
Whoa, wait. That would require personal responsibility. That would require staying in school. That would require having children and staying with the mom, or if you're the mom, staying with the dad. That would require not demonizing kids who do well in school. That would require not celebrating misogyny and violence in popular culture. That's honest. That's a little too much. Just asking a little too much.
This is the neighborhood. We're trying to build it up.
Alan is being stupid again. So you shoot a civilian attacking an officer, but not defend yourself or someone else against an officer with a baseball bat. Yeah, I'm the idiot. Well, yeah, you are. Congratulations, you are. Again, nonsensical stuff on Alan's part. Not uncommon on Alan's part. Okay. This is video. An ATM was blown up in Philadelphia. There were a group of people who decided to go around and break into ATMs using explosives. 24-year-old decided to use some explosives, and he ended up blowing up himself. He fall down, go boom. There you go. There's the explosives. He's standing there. Boop. Not sure if he's there or where he is, but anyway, he used an explosive device in the committing of a crime, and consequently, instead of withdrawing, some money from his ATM, his friends are picking up pieces of him everywhere. And, I really don't feel any pity for him. Really stupid move. Congratulations. Your life ended at 24 years old, and property values went up in value because you are no longer on the planet. I know. It sounds cruel. Hello, Ryan. Oh, this is funny. This is, no, this is not funny. I'll get this. I hate Instagram. I'll just try not to offend anybody. Instagram horse. And this is men and women, but mostly women who pose in front of mirrors with side boob and their butt sticking out. And yeah, they're so whatever. And Kim Kardashian, goddamn. So go to hell. Kim Kardashian, Zoe Kardashian. Is it Zoe, the one who said she was a billionaire and she's not? And honestly, the whole side boob. Just do porn. Just do porn at this point. Honestly, you're showing everything. You did the boob, the day, but just do porn. Just do porn, because honestly, you're disgusting. You're just honestly. Now listen, I'm a red blood American male. I love watching me some naked women and all that stuff. But honestly, if you're just famous because you have a giant ass and you like to show it off in a thong, sitting on a hot tub, or doing a side boob in front of a mirror, I'm so done with you. You're not a social influencer, and if you're influenced by people like this, then you're a social moron. This is Instagram girl Fiona Moriarty McLaughlin, and she wanted to be a part of the rebuilding effort. I guess this is I'm not sure what this is. Maybe it's in L.A. Pulls up in her Mercedes, and she wants to get a picture of herself looking like she's making a difference. Here we go. Yeah, that's the second time she's held a battery-operated tool in her hand today. Going back to her Mercedes, she got her photo up like she's really helping out. Kind of like Democrats do.
Boyfriends of Instagram. Good job, guys. BLM.
Good job, guys. BLM, Black Lives Matter. Wow. Oh, Crystal liked my song. Alan's an idiot. Alan's an idiot. Do. Yeah. Alan, I like you. I'd like to have a beer and a cigar with you, but you honestly, you need to be medicated for the idiot thing. It happens. Oh, these are people who need to be shot. This is a Jaguar dealership. My friend Mike Marino sent me this. This is anarchy. This is nonsense. This is the kind of stuff that would get you shot when there's martial law during a hurricane, and it should get you shot now. These are little dickweeds using this. There are two things that I've said. This is about anarchy and opportunism. This is both of them encapsulated, and if this doesn't piss you off, then honestly, you have no soul. Eat the rich. Wow. God, I would love to be there. I would love to be there with a bunch of my big friends in baseball bats and just clean house. God, I would love it. I work at a car dealership. I would love to see something like, well, no, I don't want it in my car. But if it did happen, there'd be a beatdown. It's about racial oppression. Systematic racism. Did we cure something? Oh, real quick, is there a target, by the way, this time? Is there a target now for racial inequality that we can reach? Is there a bellwether? Is there something that we can reach? Or is this just more effing nonsense opportunists taking advantage of a situation? I'm thinking it's the latter. Started with Rodney King, moved on to Trayvon Martin, who attacked George. He attacked George Zimmerman because George Zimmerman, he thought George Zimmerman was gay. Did you know that? He thought that George Zimmerman, being an overzealous community police officer, wasn't even police officer. He thought that he might be gay. Did you know that? You probably didn't because you're not paying attention. Mike Brown was high, and he attacked Darren Wilson, the police officer. He backed up, and he charged him like an angry bull, and Darren Wilson shot him to death. Okay? When I was in Cincinnati, there was there was a man who was high on pot, joints soaked in embalming fluid. He passed out on a White Castle parking lot. Police arrived. This guy was morbidly obese with heart disease, came up swinging. Police held him down, and he died because he was morbidly obese and high on a joint soaked in embalming fluid. Because you know what, honestly, you're not high enough with just pot. You got to have the joint soaked in embalming fluid. Okay? This can't happen again. This can't happen again. Also, the coronavirus thing can't happen again. It can't. And what happened to coronavirus? Surely everyone who is out there wrecking stuff and not maintaining social distancing, they're all going to be dead if they're not dead already, right? Where's your coronavirus now? Where is your coronavirus now? Okay. Hello, Corinne. Hello, Greg. How are you? Rioters in downtown Cleveland systematically smashed out windows, looted stores, restaurants, and bars. Family who owned Corvo's Bakery said, no, we're going to bring our guns and say F this crap.
He's got a rifle.
Take a look at this video. Father
father and sons armed with shotguns in front of their family-owned business, Corbo's Bakery at Playhouse Square on Euclid. Oh! This Facebook video was live streamed by Rob Rash, who was documenting the
Rob Rash, what a very unfortunate name. Of course, his name could be Dick Rash.
Protest as demonstrators reach Corbo's.
Dick Rash would be a lot worse.
What do you have to say to everybody? Anything?
Keep doing what you're doing. I get it, man. Y'all trying to protect y'all shit.
What began as a peaceful protest for George Floyd,
And they always do. They're peaceful.
the African-American
But wait till dark. Woohoo!
man killed by a white Minneapolis
We've seen this, and it's horrible.
police officer turned violent. People torching police cars, tagging buildings, and busting out windows
And that's when you need to have your ass kicked. That's when you need to have your ass kicked.
in downtown Cleveland.
That man right there needs his effing ass kicked.
When some of them came to Corbo's and saw the three men heavily armed out front, they backed away and kept it moving.
Because they're pussies.
Co-owner Selena Corbo says she supports the cause but doesn't condone the violence.
Wow, what an enormously brave stance to take.
Came at us with bats and threw rocks at our windows. They threw like Red Bull cans at our heads and, rocks and stones. And then I was like, all right, we're here peacefully. We respect whatever the cause was, whatever was going on, just like leave us alone,
Sunday morning.
And honestly, okay, we get it. We got it. I was woke years ago with regard to police violence and African Americans, and I've been woke for a while. But some of my friends are woke for the very first time. Dear God, oh, what? This never happens. Oh my God, what? Freddie Gray? I don't remember that. I'm so tired of acting like, oh my God, we just woke up in America and everything's different, and now it's just gotten worse. It's gotten worse for a variety of reasons. One of them is Antifa has blossomed into a butterfly. I actually had two friends say, I should interview somebody from Antifa. No, you know what? I'm not going to interview a Nazi brown shirt. I don't care. What's happening in America's cities, and particularly a buddy named Chris Plant, who does a radio show in Washington, D.C., where I used to live, and in Chevy Chase, where I used to shop, all of the storefronts are beaten out. And a lot of these people are members of minority communities. And so I've heard the comparison to Kristallnacht. In 1938, when Nazi brown shirts smashed out the windows of Jewish businesses, and the same sort of fear is being used. But this time, you can combine it with opportunism, people just stealing shit and saying because they're oppressed, and there's systematic racism, which there's not. Is there racism? Yeah. Is there systematic racism? What's that? It's when it's ingrained in the law, when there are literally apartheid. Apartheid is systematic racism. Jim Crow was Democrat. Systematic racism. We don't have that anymore. What we do have is abdication of personal responsibility and blame on society and white privilege. I was thinking about this. This is a group I can criticize. I can say white people who live in country areas that are meth-addicted dealers who have multiple babies by fathers, and fathers who have multiple babies by different women. I can criticize them because they're white, and I can say that's personal responsibility. But if it happens with any other group, I can't criticize. I can only talk about white people who drop out of high school and start selling meth and have a bunch of babies with a bunch of different women and don't father their child. I can criticize the white people, but anybody else who does that, I'm a racist with a capital R. This is one of the dumbest reports. Seattle, KIRO-TV. There was they were covering the protest in Seattle, and there was a looted cheesecake factory. And the anchor of the news couldn't figure out maybe where the looter who was walking out of the cheesecake factory got the cheesecake.
Well, that is saying something, given the experience you have covering these protests, Deborah. And it sounds like from your experience, you see someone actually walking away with a cheesecake there after the Cheesecake Factory was looted. Unclear where they may have gotten that, but...
You know, it's like if you walked out of a looted and sacked McDonald's and there was somebody there with a Happy Meal, you'd be like, no telling where the person got that Happy Meal. Or a looted and sacked Denny's and... Well, we noticed the looter is carrying a Grand Slam breakfast. We're not sure where the Grand Slam breakfast came from. They may have brought it to the protest, as many Antifa members are meant to do, because, you know, honestly, you cannot protest on an empty stomach. Okay. Oh, God, there's so much good, just terrible, terrible news anchoring. Here's Ali Veshy from MSNBC. He is on scene in, I believe this is, Minneapolis. And he is assuring everybody that the riots are peaceful, even though there's all sorts of stuff going on around him.
I want to be clear in how I characterize this. This is mostly a protest. It is not, generally speaking, unruly.
Now, you're looking behind him, and he's probably looking around going, let's see. Do any of these people here, did they bring marshmallows, Hershey bars, and graham crackers to make s'mores? I don't see that happening, and so consequently, I'm thinking that building on fire behind him isn't about making s'mores and having a friendly camp out. It's about violence.
But fires have been started, and there's a crowd that is...
Wow. Honestly, really stupid. I mean, you're kidding. It's like Frank Drebin in Police Squad standing in front of the fireworks factory that had been exploded with a missile, and he's like, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. You can't be this stupid. You can't stand in front of a burning building and say there's a peaceful protest. You can't stand in front of a Cheesecake Factory that's been looted with a person with a black mask, an Antifa protester, F the Antifa terrorist, walks out with a cheesecake and says, I don't know where it came from. I have no idea. Back to you, Jim, in the studio. Jim's going, Keith Feldman of NBC recorded some people ransacking stores in Manhattan because the mayor of New York, Bill de Blasio, is the worst effing mayor in the history of mankind, and he will be drummed out of office. He should be, because he's a complete and utter effing moron. But apparently this is an organized movement now, is what they're saying, and these people who are, honestly, racial inequality and injustice. This is what it's all about. Is he pulls up in his $500,000 Rolls Royce to sack a store. You know, it's funny. I live in a cul-de-sac. Well, I don't live in a cul-de-sac anymore. I used to, but I live in a neighborhood. It's called Olathe, Kansas, and when we drive around in our $500,000 Rolls Royces, wearing our monocles and top hats because we are white privileged. My wife actually once considered sacking the Target near us, but we didn't. It's because oppression, dude. Yeah, nice. Stay classy, New York. Oh, yeah, there was a looting party in Soho. Because Bill de Blasio is a feckless, awful leader who said that, hey, man, the police can do it. We don't need National Guard. After he said that, this happened in Soho. It's a looting party. It's a looting party. Yeah. Yeah, that's my car you're dancing on there. Oh, you got a Molotov cocktail. Never mind. It's okay. Dance away. Nothing. No, that's my shop. Go ahead and just burn it. I don't want to die. This is the end of civilization. And this can never happen again. It can't. It just can't. Petition to impeach Bill de Blasio because he's such a gigantic effing douche. He messed up the the entire COVID-19. Remember, COVID-19 is going to kill everybody. We should not worry about the party because they're all dead from COVID. Originally, they had 29,000 signatures, I guess, May 27th. Now they've grown to like 80,000 because he's a complete and utter feckless effing moron. Moron. Just want to remind you, my show is on Newsmax TV on the weekends. It's called Rob Carson's What in the World. It is about absurdity. It is about fun. It's right now running at 4 and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday. Will you set your DVR tonight? That would be awesome. I've got a planned show that's going to blow your mind. And even in this time of strife in our country, we can laugh. We can make a point. We can condemn violence. And we can laugh. And you will. All right. 4 and 8 on Saturday, Eastern Standard Time. Crazy naked guy in New York decided to go after, I don't know, whoever was in the way. He made the mistake of approaching some George Floyd protesters, a.k.a. looters, a.k.a. rioters, and consequently got his ass beat. I mean, his naked ass beat. Remember that scene in the second Die Hard movie? Was it the second one where Bruce Willis was asked to wear a sign in a bad neighborhood and it had racist stuff on it? Kind of like that. Wow. It was the third. Thank you, Kel. Kel says it's the third. With Jeremy Irons is the bad guy, right? Thanks, honey. I appreciate it. Thanks, Cal. It was the third. The second one was the airport in D.C. It was, okay. So the third one, anyway, it's like that. Okay, you first of all, on drugs. Okay, guys, on drugs.
Crazy.
Because naked white guy running into a Black Lives Matter Antifa riot/protest. You got to be high on something here, as though it could get any crazier, right? There he is. I hope it wasn't cold out. Kind of looks like Robin Williams. Do you work out? Seriously, you look great. Now I'm going to beat your ass. I don't even know. Oh, there's a guy who decided to throw a mortar in L.A. because he's a idiot, moron, protester, anarchist, all that shit. Gets out of his car, puts a mortar on the ground, presumably to cause more chaos. And somebody said, I'm going to put the mortar back in your car. Is that a Jetta? I think it's a VW Jetta, probably his first car out of college. It could be a Passat. I'm going to put this out here and drive off and driving off. Now here I go. Oh, what? No! I kind of want to do that with people who flick lighted cigarettes out of their car, but no. My slogan would be, keep your butt in the car. Get it? And there goes his lovely Passat. Could be a Jetta.
There's a guy in there!
I guess they got the guy out. He's like, man, I should have gotten full coverage. Oh, this is the dumbest thing I've seen in a very long time. This is a group of people, white guilty people in, I believe, this is Bethesda, Maryland. And this isn't really about abdicating, giving up the sins of the past as a white person. It's about making people who don't go through this act look like they're guilty of racism. This is a bunch of people saying that they're giving up racism even though they've never committed an act of racism. It is a typical liberal white guilt BS. I even had my friend Crystal, who's a major lib, say this is really stupid. Here's the video. Yeah, honestly, it kind of reminded me of I went to Catholic Mass, and so you constantly proselytize and say I'm sorry, and that's cool, and that's the way it works, and all that. But this is white people who've never done anything wrong, bowing before a presumed very how's the way I put it oppressed people, and saying it's all my fault, even if it's not yours. This could be approaching like super stupid. Like, I'm not sure if it's Marvel stupid or if it's the other comic. Crystal, you are a major lib. I mean, dear God in heaven. Wow. But anyway, what's the other? Marvel, and there's the other one. Well, it's super stupid. Like, these people have powers of super stupid. Unfortunately, they're worthless.
About racism, anti-blackness, or violence.
Oh, my God, I think this is in the Kentlands, which is one of the most insufferable white liberal guilt neighborhoods ever.
I will use my voice in the most uplifting way possible.
I will use my voice in the most uplifting way possible as I stand out here in front of my 1,500 square foot house that costs $700,000. I've been to the Kentlands. I know this. I'm sorry, I was the guy there for a second.
And do everything in my power to educate my community. I will love my black neighbors the same as my white ones.
I will love my black neighbors as though I love my white ones. And this is all like, I'm woke. Suddenly, oh my God, I've never thought about loving black people too. Wow, honestly, this guy could say anything right now. My name is Poopy Head. My name is Poopy Head. And I have, I don't know. Honestly, you could say, these people would repeat anything right now. I will love my black neighbors the same as my white. And I like to stuff mashed potatoes up my nose. And I like to stuff mashed potatoes up my nose. Amen. Super stupid. Google has, I don't know if you knew this, we're all going to die because of coronavirus. Did you remember that? About 10 days ago, everybody was going to die and coronavirus, and 2 million people were going to die. And suddenly, I don't think 2 million people are dying, even though they're out rioting and stuff and coughing on each other and hurling bodily fluids at one another and all that. I don't think it's happening because I was right. It was bullshit. It was a line of crap. But we move on to another line, and you people who were completely wrong can be absolved of your sins because we've all been distracted. I haven't been distracted. The things you said about coronavirus were really stupid and uninformed, and it didn't kill everybody. But anyway, Google has released a new SODAR tool that you can. What was that thing that you used to have on your phone? You could hunt things and you could find them and all. I don't remember what that stupid game was because I don't do that. But now you can have literally a SODAR, which is a 6-foot radius around you with your cell phone so you don't get infected. All right, here's SODAR. Oh, hold on. Let's try that again. Let's do SODAR. Here's your SODAR. First of all, it's a really stupid name. It's a social radar, right? I'm assuming. There you go. That's 2 meters. That's 6 feet in American. Up. You see her ankle right there? That just killed you. You just died because you got within 6 feet of her ankle. Dead. Well, you can walk by yourself. Yeah. Super stupid. Not a very good time to unleash the SODAR. I think they need a new SODAR, like a 45-foot SODAR, in case some Antifa member hurls a brick at your head. That'd probably be a little bit more helpful. Right? Pretty much. Hello, Lenny. Hello, Debbie. How are you guys? Here goes Alan. He's saying I'm a liberal. Alan, I'm going to unfriend you. I'm going to not, if you're going to hurl stupid crap like that, you're going to go bye-bye. Okay? I'm not a liberal. Don't go there. Okay? Hello. Oh, I already said hi. Debbie. This is a heartwarming video because, I know that all cops are racist, but here's a police officer, Trooper Quinn in Nevada, little 5-year-old girl who is of another race. I believe she is African-American, and he is a white police officer. Rammed a retaining wall at freeway speeds, and the child was terrified. She actually welcomed him because she was scared. I know. Even though he's evil and white. And because racial inequality, systemic racism.
Thank you. You okay? You okay? Okay. Oh, you're okay.
And this happens all the time. Today I was at McDonald's. And I was in a hurry. Okay, Alan, you're done. I'm unfriending you now. Unfriend Alan, unfriend Alan, Alan, unfriend Alan. Bye, bye. Alan, you had 2 songs tonight. Alan, now I'm going to say goodbye. Alan. Rachel Chapman, 17, had her prom canceled because, she lives in Raleigh, and every child who's in high school, every college student, every high school student have had their senior years destroyed. Everything's gone. We have no idea what the idiocy of coronavirus has wrought. You have college athletes who have missed their senior year that could have been an NCAA championship. It's gone, crumbled up like paper, thrown in the trash. But you know what? We've walked down this idiotic path with coronavirus and the shutdown, and it ruined everything. And there will be a payback sometime. There will be a payback sometime. But there was this. I got to get that paper. Anyway, girl in North Carolina, 17 years old. She's a nanny, and the little boy that she watches decided to have a prom for her. The sweet kid. She's a sweet girl, and I think it's really cool that he did this. I love this. I don't think they're both white people. I haven't banished Alan yet, Crystal, but I'm going to. He keeps calling me a liberal and throwing stones and all that crap. Now, let's move on. Oh. Before I go to, I've got a bit I call In the Meme Time, which is kind of funny. They're memes that I create, I should say. Michael Franco is one of those parkour people. These guys who do insane stuff. And maybe when I was in my 20s, I might have considered doing something kind of like this, but not as stupid. Because you're very flexible at this age. But anyway, he leaps from the top of a tall building, then glides down the building. If you are afraid of heights, this is kind of scary, but here he goes. 11-story building. Boom. 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 Okay. Okay, probably an fairly easy building, Now, his funeral arrangements have not been set, but they are in the works. Time now for what I call In the Meme Time. These are memes that I've created in the last week or so. Here's one. Says New York City doesn't need National Guard. Police are fine. You want to tell that to these police officers' family. That's Bill de Blasio. Dildo de Blasio. Sorry, I slipped. And his idiotic, terrible leadership in the city of the city of New York. Here's another one. Heroes of American Culture 2020. College graduates. Not so much. Not so much. Here's another one, similar theme. Celebrated in American culture. This guy's called like COVID 969 or something. I don't even know what his name is, but he's such a douche. Just got released from jail, whatever. And then there's the black nuclear family. Not so much. Not so much. No, there we go. Submissive dogs roll over on their backs when they give up. So do liberal mayors when confronted with violent rioters. And there's the mayor of Minneapolis, who disappeared from the scene after an absolutely disastrous press conference where he looked like a complete feckless wuss bucket. I think I got one more. One more. Is this about COVID? It is. This is, of course, Andrew Cuomo. His COVID nursing home policy cost thousands of lives. He's not worried. They can still vote Democrat. Why? Because they're still dead. They're dead. So they can vote Democrat. Ashley Ford Smith from Jacksonville, Florida, shared an embarrassing moment in a viral Facebook video. She had her 3 daughters set up with computers in rooms in the house on May 5th, and they had some friends together on a Zoom session with classmates. And she walked naked out of the shower into the Zoom conference.
Guys, I watch all of these videos and people on the internet, and I don't believe it. And then it just happened.
Meanwhile, a bunch of really lonely middle-aged men are completely aroused. Not me. Not me.
I was in the shower, and then I got out of the shower, and I walked across my bedroom to get my clothes.
I think your body needs the towel more than your head right now.
And all of a sudden, I heard my 7-year-old from my bed go, "Hang on, Bella." And then Bella goes,
"Oh, Alan's leaving me. Goodbye, Alan.
In trouble."
Bye, Alan.
And I looked, and my 7-year-old was zooming her friends from my bed, and they saw me naked.
I'm just glad it wasn't Dad. 7-year-old girls don't need to see a 40-something-year-old man naked.
I don't know why she was in my bed, but what do I do? Do I, write an apology note to all the parents?
No, but you do give the girls eye bleach.
Or do you just pretend like it didn't happen? Or call them all liars and that they didn't really...
Oh, no, we all get it now. That is pretty funny, actually. My wife was reminding me that when my son was 5 years old, he had a friend over, and the kids actually walked in on her in the shower, and I'm sure my son actually remembered it. He was 5. His friend Akil won't forget it anytime soon. Akil, if you're watching. Finally, I'm going to wrap things up right now, and this is pretty funny. Amazon driver, okay? He decides to use not only his Amazon route as a way to deliver packages, but a way to get in incredible shape. This is just fantastic. I love this. Recorded on doorbell camera. Here it comes. Like a boss. Right up there on the porch. Come on. Kate Woobs Gibson, he's like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm reporting to my Amazon overlords. Drop of the package. Technology. I'll go ahead and do some leg raises. Do not do this at the gym if you've had Taco Bell the day before. I've done this. It's like, oh, God. Okay, this is embarrassing. Do push-ups. Do push-ups. Do push-ups. Do push-ups. I'm thinking Monster Energy, maybe 5-Hour Energy. One of those. Anyway. Thank you for joining me tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed the show. I have enjoyed the show. If you get a chance to check out the Newsmax show on NewsmaxTV.com, or you can go to all of the sites, including, I think it's $3.49 on DirecTV, right below Fox News. Their ratings have been going through the ceiling because Fox has been kind of leaning a little left. Drudge Report is dead as far as I'm concerned. Drudge is dead. I can't even look at Drudge Report anymore. They're a joke. They are a joke. They have sold their souls. So Newsmax TV is really awesome, and you're going to like my show. It's an abridged version of this. It's a little more comedy-oriented. It's a half an hour, and it's really cool. So... thanks for joining me tonight, guys. I do appreciate it. If you would like to write me personally, you can write me at Carson on the radio at gmail.com is what it is. Twitter at Rob Carson, and, of course, Facebook at Rob Carson Show or Rob Carson. I have a show on MAGA Book, which is a Facebook page for Trump supporters, but I can't seem to get that thing working for some reason. Working on it in the meantime. I'm done with the violence. You should be done with the violence. This can't happen again. This really cannot happen again. It's nonsense. It's bullshit. Looting and pillaging and all of this and anarchy has to stop now by whatever means possible. Because bull crap. All right? God bless you. Have a glorious evening. I'll see you again soon. Bye.